Happy morning. So let me begin with a question. And the question is, how do you define who is a smart person? Fundamentally, it means how would you define yourself? How do you define a smart person? How would you know somebody is smart?
The way he behaves, his communication skills, the way he deals with people, his etiquettes,
Okay.
discipline.
Give me an example. Discipline. So when you say discipline, what do you mean?
Like, I also describe people mostly they have a disciplined life,
Example.
getting up on time.
Getting more time. Yeah, that's a very specific thing, right? So when you say on time, andazan, what time? 6 a.m. Okay, fair enough. Anything else? Achha, you keep thinking,
Quick response, instant response.
They give very fast response to people. Okay.
Whenever any talk happens, they have the basic knowledge which I think I don't have. So I feel that
Okay.
a knowledgeable person are smart people.
So they can participate in every conversation. They have something to share or give as an insight on any topic of discussion. Anybody at home like that?
Can always convince.
They can always convince people. Okay. Tripti?
They have easy solutions for the difficult situations.
Huh.
And secondly, they are punctual
They are punctual.
and they are good entertainers.
Good entertainers.
Good
Okay.
sense of humor.
Good sense of humor. Okay. Amal?
They make it very simplified.
They simplify everything. Okay. Ravi?
डिसीजन मेकर
Fast decision maker.
जो भी है यस नो कुछ लोग ऐसे होते हैं कि डिसीजन ही नहीं लेते करना क्या है
Exactly. So they're like Narendra Modi, not Manmohan Singh. Huh?
करना है तो करना
है ना? Something like that. Okay. I'm not promoting BJP, by the way. Just as an example. Raj? Clarity and they know how to get their work done. Okay.
Those who reach right place at the right time.
Those who reach right place at the right time are smart people. Okay.
Their cumulative intellectual is much more.
Huh.
There is a vast difference seen amongst that group. So that group calls that people as smart people.
वापस बोल.
For example, there is one group.
हाँ.
So that group thinks
हाँ.
that the cumulative intellectual of that person is much greater than.
Oh, so you're saying comparatively he is smart.
It is comparatively smart.
अच्छा. So not smart, comparatively smart.
That might be the situation.
हाँ? Okay. मतलब अंधों में काना राजा जैसा भी हो सकता है ना? Okay. हाँ.
instead of reacting he used to respond
So he won't react too much, he will respond. He will think and respond. Okay. That's all. सब हो गया? अच्छा. Now we twist this discussion a little. What are the stupid mistakes which smart people do? Normally, when we think about smart people, we think they don't make mistakes, or they hardly make mistakes, or they make very insignificant mistakes. But if we have to take a discussion on what are the stupid mistakes which smart people do, what would you say? Arti?
When it's the smart people habit is delegating work and trusting people. Suppose that trust is always there. But before thinking, सामने वाले ने बोला चलो कमिटमेंट दे दो वो कर लेगा. But जब तक होता नहीं वैसा.
Okay.
They become complacent too soon.
They become complacent too soon. Okay, that's interesting. Sidhu, you're saying something? Acha. Sidhu ऐसे बैठा था, so I didn't know whether it is his आधा or sometimes mind में एक thought आ रहा है ना, तो कुछ पकड़ने का कोशिश कर रहा था. ऐसा लगा मेरे को. Yes.
Sometimes they might go much more in detail.
They go in too much detail. So she's saying sometimes they delegate, and you are saying sometimes they go too much in detail. Okay. If anybody needs a pen, we have quite a few at office. You need a pen? But you have quite a few. Okay. Yes, darling. Emotions में बह जाते हैं कभी कभी smart people. Harshad?
Sometimes they do not realize from where they come to their position.
So you're saying they forget their background or they forget their beginning? They forget their beginnings. Okay. Hanji. They start thinking too much of themselves.
I'm too smart.
I'm smart, others are tuch. Okay. Okay.
Sometimes they take things for granted.
Sometimes they take things for granted. Explain. Things for granted means?
They feel they are close, and then they're not able to prioritize.
So they take people for granted. Things for granted means this is also a thing. So people. Yes, darling. Harshad.
They limit themselves with thought that they may not be smarter than people. So they limit their thoughts.
Come again.
मतलब अपने से भी कोई होशियार हो सकता है, स्मार्ट हो सकता है. ये वो सोच ही नहीं सकते कभी.
Oh, अच्छा. So smart people think they are the smartest.
They limit their thought level.
They limit their thought levels. Okay. Here is a list of 5 things which is born out of research of the 500 most successful people in the last 25 years. From 1993 to 2018. "25 years. Point number 1. I'll tell you 5 points and see if 1 or 2 is applicable to you. Maybe there will be many which is not applicable to you. And some of you may be so smart that not a single point is applicable to you. Quite possible. I mean, I can see that confidence on Vikas's face. ये एक भी नहीं होने वाला मेरा. Point number, हाँ बेटो. These are not mistakes, these are stupid mistakes. Okay. Mistakes to everybody does. Mistake everybody does. These are, and when I say stupid mistake, these are not one-off mistake. एक दिन नहीं हुआ. Consistently, they are anchored onto these mistakes. It's a part of their life. Mistake number 1. They give over importance to work. In bracket, you can also write money. So let me explain. For many smart people, money is their priority number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That they really believe that the more money they have, the smarter they are. And in the process, they sacrifice quite a lot of other things. They sacrifice good people. They sacrifice holidays. They sacrifice time with friends and family. They sacrifice listening to good music. They sacrifice fundamental relaxing. Money seems to be their priority. They are chasing money. Even if they have 10 crores, they want another 25. They have 35 crores, they have another 35. मतलब बोलते ना पैसे का हाई बॉय रहता है. And so many times they define others also based on the quantity of money they have. They want to be with people who have money. I think I shared this about 4 years ago. I met this excellent gentleman whose name is Kannan. Kannan's wife's name is Rama. They had a servant at home whose name was Reshma. And Reshma was not sending the child to school because Reshma believed मेरे को तो आता नहीं है पढ़ना लिखना, स्कूल में भी कभी बात करना पड़ा तो मैं क्या करेगी. Out of that fear of being ridiculed, she didn't send her child to school also. So when Reshma would come to work at Rama's home, the child will be playing in the basti with the neighbors. Rama one day happened to ask, कितने बच्चे हैं? She says, एक लड़का है. Rama was pleasantly surprised. एक ही लड़का है. Normally 3-4 हो जाते हैं. So she said, नहीं, एक ही किया. उसके बाद में हम लोगों ने निर्णय ले लिया कि और बच्चे नहीं चाहिए. ठीक है, कौन से क्लास में जाता है? स्कूल में नहीं डाला. अच्छा, कितना बड़ा है? 6 साल का हो गया. 6 साल का स्कूल में क्यों नहीं डाला? नहीं, वो अटपटा लगता है. हम लोग अनपढ़ है, हमको पढ़ना नहीं आता है. बोले मेरे को ABCD भी नहीं आती. तो स्कूल में कभी बुलाएंगे माँ बाप को तो हम लोग क्या करेंगे? रमा सर, तुम चिंता मत करो, जितने बार भी स्कूल में बुलाएंगे ना मैं जाऊंगी, लेकिन बच्चे को स्कूल में डालो. So Rama got the child admitted to a good school, a good neighboring school. Obviously Rama and her husband Kannan paid for it. After about 6 months, there was a parent-teachers meeting. So Rama's phone used to get all the updates from the school. So Rama became the kind of de facto mother. But then one day she decided that ये रेशमा का ये जो सोचना है ना सही नहीं है, तो इसको भेजते हैं स्कूल के लिए. She जबरदस्ती sent Reshma for the parent-teachers meeting. Reshma wore the best sari that she has, went there, did not talk at all. And you know, if any one of you has gone to a PTA meeting, some parents want to talk quite a lot. They're always in the front. They want to give their opinions. They want to give suggestions. They ask the teachers enough questions. And poor Reshma, sitting in the last row, kept on being quiet. Didn't want to ridicule herself. Ultimately, after everybody left, only the teacher was there, Reshma was there. When the teacher asked Reshma, आपको कुछ पूछना है बच्चों के बारे में? Smart teacher, she knew Reshma and she understood that okay, Reshma may not be comfortable in English. Reshma said, एक बात पूछनी है. पूछो. मेरा बेटा सबकी इज्जत करता है ना? That's the only question she wanted to ask. Not how he is doing in maths, how he is doing in science, कैसे improve होना चाहिए. बोला अच्छा इंसान बन गया तो बस हो जाएगा. वो सबकी इज्जत करता है ना. It seems the teacher later on called Rama and said, This lady is so pure. She changed my life. I had a little disrespect when I was looking at her. And only one reason, she's poor. She's a housemaid. But in more than 25 years of my education career, no parent has ever asked me this question. Does my child respect everyone? We have a tendency to look down on people who are poor. Na? Our behavior so often shows our priority. It shows what to us is important. Many smart people have their priority as work. Their life becomes imbalanced around work. And in work or through work, they are essentially searching for two things which will never be enough: money and fame. पैसा और नाम. क्यों काम करते हैं? या तो पैसे के लिए या नाम के लिए. And no human being will ever say, I have enough of money or I have enough of name. अब नाम के लिए मेरे को जिंदगी में कुछ नहीं करना है. I haven't met many people like that. So the first stupid mistake of smart people, imbalance towards work, wanting more and more money and more name. For some, money is not important, name is. For some, name is not important, money is. So mistake number one, stupid mistake number one of smart people. Stupid mistake number two, smart people don't sleep on time. Let me explain a little. We all live by a body clock. The animals live by body clock. The cows don't have a wristwatch. And yet in the villages you'll find dot at 6 o'clock the cows are coming back home. The birds don't have any GPS. Yet properly on time they will return to their nest. They have a time to sleep, they have a time to wake up. Because this body also needs to switch on and switch off accordingly. Now here is a misconception which leads smart people to make this mistake. What is the misconception? For example, 7 hours of sleep is required. So normally I sleep by 11 and wake up at 6. But those days when I sleep at 1 o'clock, I wake up at 8. How many of you do that? If you're late to sleep, you say कोई बात नहीं लेकिन नींद पूरा करना है तो थोड़ा लेट उठता है. If you remember, when you sleep late, even if you wake up late, you are not fresh. You will still be tired. When you sleep at a particular time and wake up on a particular time consistently, you will be fresh. You will be energetic. So sometimes smart people get carried away by their own sense of some activity that they have to perform or complete or do, and they don't have these timings. So वीक में 3 बार हम लोग 1 बजे सोते हैं, 2 बार हम लोग 11 बजे सो जाते हैं, 1-2 बार कभी 10, कभी 11:30, 12. It is hurting your body. Therefore, it is hurting your subconscious mind. Therefore, you will not have the right energy, and therefore the right decisions won't be taken. Unfortunately, you will never have a measurement at hand कि कितना नुकसान हो. But your efficiency won't be at peak. And that is why you will find many great people have a time to sleep and time to wake up. Many things of life, they subscribe to a routine. They won't even use their intelligence to take a decision. It has been decided by default. Why do saints wear the same clothes? Whether it is green or it is white or it is orange. Why only one kind of cloth? I do not want to waste my intelligence and emotions and energy every day in deciding what to wear. Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg. Steve Jobs would wear a black turtleneck and a Levi's 501 jeans. I don't know how many pictures can you have of Steve Jobs in any cloth but this. A black turtleneck and 501 Levi's jeans. Mark Zuckerberg, grey flannel t-shirt and jeans. That's why many people say white and white. The idea is एक डिसीजन लेके काम नक्की करो पूरी जिंदगी के लिए, सोचने का जरूरत नहीं. Now this is about clothes. So is the case with sleeping time. Except in emergencies, there will be no reason for me to play around with my sleeping time. Take a decision. 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30, 12. But go to sleep at that time. You will find just by doing this, some aspects of your life is becoming better. So a classic mistake or a stupid mistake done by smart people is they punish their body, they harm themselves by having no consistent time to sleep. In other words, we can also say ignoring the importance of sleep. Some of you might be zero defect in this. You already have that kind of a life where you sleep at a particular time. You know, Kundalik? 10 o'clock Battigul for Kundalik. And since the time I met him about 15 years ago. Third stupid mistake that smart people make. over dependent on being connected, or let's say over connected to technology. Over connected to technology. Now, checking mails every now and then, checking messages every now and then creates anxietyness. Being online all the time means distracted all the time. Anytime one ping happens, I have to take care. And if I have replied to someone and I am waiting for that reply and the reply does not come, slowly I get a little irritated, or in some cases a little scared. Am I being ignored? Will they reply? Did they not like? I don't know how many of you get opportunities to meet these super successful people. But if you do, you will find some of them, even when they're on the stage in a panel discussion, they cannot stay away without their phones. The panel discussion is on, but they're still checking something. What they had to say, they have said. What others are saying, they're not even listening. It could have been a speech by them for 5 minutes and they could have jolly well gone down. But if you're a panel, you'll find in office meetings it is happening. The boss said something and then others are saying something. Now boss is not even listening to them. He's already busy on the phone. Therefore at home, when the family is together or the husband and wife are talking or the kids are saying something, one eye is still on the phone. नहीं तुम बोलो मैं सुन रहा है. Stupid mistake by smart people. And as a result of this, quality reading suffers. I'm reading so much bakwas. On Holy Day, I will have 100 happy holies. Where some would have felt about you and sent you a message. But for most, you are a part of a broadcast list. But you have to see every picture which somebody is sending. Kaisa hai? Happy Holi. Now in this time, quality reading goes for a toss. For example, who gains the maximum when India and Pakistan fight?
Media.
China. Why is China ensuring that India and Pakistan fight? There is a very old philosophy, and the philosophy is, in a war, it is not a person who wins or loses who benefits. Both people in a war go back at least by 1 or 2 decades. 10 से 20 साल पीछे चले जाते हैं उन लोग. Irrespective of who's won. But the person who wins in a war is the person who controls the debt. So India and Pakistan are fighting because the fight has happened. Both need to upgrade their weapons. I have to buy weapons. I don't have money, so I take debt. Now the country has to pay that debt. Now the person who has given me debt tomorrow will ask for a few favors. They will arm twist me, or they will say, otherwise repay my debt. And I cannot repay the debt. So even if I win the war, I am in debt. And the person who controls my debt actually controls my destiny. Every war produces a lot of debt. And the person who controls the debt has won the war. There is only one way to actually win the war. Avoid the war. Which is what we discussed, I think, about 4 life lessons ago. So there are some beautiful people who know how to analyze a situation and who would know how to present it. Today in the world, the most powerful security advisor is India's Ajit Doval. He's the only person who has deep relationships with the spy agencies as well as the terrorist groups. In Syria, when 180 people were kidnapped and the Syrian government wanted to get the hostages released, they first went to Mossad. They tried, much didn't happen. They went to CIA, tried, much didn't happen. Then they came to Ajit Doval. Because both CIA and Mossad said, the only person today who has a relationship, deep relationship with both sides is Ajit Doval of India. Ajit Doval got the hostages released in less than 24 hours. Extraordinarily well connected. How did he do that? Why did it take 12 days for India to retaliate? In these 12 days, what did Indian diplomatic services do? In 12 days' time. How come India attacked and not a single country in the world said, you should not go into any other country and attack? What was done in 12 days? Who did it? Are the other governments morally speaking about what is happening? Or is there a lot of background maneuvering which is happening for this to happen? Politics is fundamentally a story of mutual benefits. Politics is never about morality. So these countries who are saying again and again, Pakistan is wrong, and yesterday when Trump says, if Pakistan attacks again, that will be a very impossible thing. Which means America is threatening Pakistan in case there is another attack which happens like that. Even we might send our forces and help India in attacking. अब इससे ज़्यादा क्लियर दुनिया में कोई नहीं बोल सकता. How come America is saying that right now? Is it that America is using India to win the war against China? Because China has maximum dollars in the world. India has 400 billion, China has a few trillion dollars. And if China sells these dollars in the international market, God only knows what will happen to dollars. So America cannot attack China directly. So it needs people who can stand up to China. And the only prime minister in the world who has shown the capacity is Narendra Modi. Not promoting BJP. Who could have the forces at Doklam, even though it is Bhutan, but said we won't back off. क्या करने का कर ले. So China knows India is not a pushover. नहीं, उसको डरा नहीं सकते, उसको धमका नहीं सकते. हम माल नहीं भेजेंगे, ड्यूटी लगा देंगे, जो करने का कर. It is calling the bluff of people. मतलब ये धमकी नहीं सुनने का हमको किसी का भी, दुनिया में किसी का धमकी नहीं सुनने का. Why this is being done? Which are the countries which are supporting India? Therefore, China is not fighting India openly. When you understand all these, in a micro level, you'll understand how you need to get ahead in your business. दुकान में बैठा है, ग्राहक आएगा, ग्राहक को बेचेगा, वापस चला जाएगा. ऐसे that's good for dal roti. But a lot of coordination is required for something mammoth to happen. There are enough people who write on these topics. Now these are classic good writings. People who observe, people who watch, and people who are connected. If politics interests you. But because we are supremely connected all the time, we miss out reading on these commentaries. Like, how many of you read that book Homo Sapiens? No one? Okay.
Homo?
Sapiens. You have the book at home.
Is it politics?
No. It's not politics at all. It's human evolution. It's 25,000 years of human history. With a mention about what have been the inflection points. How has the world changed and why did the world change? Which people played a role in changing the world? How is the human mind wired? What are the weaknesses that we have to be careful about ourselves? And where is it that humans will always excel? Even if AI and ML takes over our world, artificial intelligence and machine learning, what is it that human beings will still be required to do? So should we be afraid of technology or not? Homo sapiens. The author is a guy called Harari. If you want to read something good, and he's written it in a brilliant, interesting way. It's not an essay, it's not like a film documentary. Extraordinary writing. You will not be able to put the book down. Brilliant it is. Okay, those of you who want, watch a YouTube video of Harari speaking at a function organized by Penguin in Bombay a few weeks ago. I think it's about a 30-minute video. But in that 30-minute, he gives a gist of 3 books that he's written. If you have to read that book, some of you might take 2 to 3 years to read these books. Because each book is mota. I think each book must be 1,500 pages or something like that. Some of you may use it only for weightlifting. Mota hai. But if you like knowledge, and if you wonder about who we were, who we are, and who we will be, it's a book that I very strongly recommend. In fact, he is the author I very strongly recommend to all of you. He's written 3 books, pick up any book and read. But I think these books should be in every home here. कभी 5 मिनट का टाइम है ना, don't check your WhatsApp. First, just open any page and read 3-4 pages. Brilliant English, so you will really like the language. And he's a very young guy. I think Harari might be about 40, 45. Very young guy. He's taken the whole world by storm. And very research-based books. At a personal level, because I'm an Indian, The complaint that I have from Harari is he's kind of ignored the Indian subcontinent as a part of evolution. He doesn't mention about India's impact on the world. And India has had glorious impact on the world if you go back 1500, 2000 years ago. The spiritual masters or the books that we have, the Vedas, they are so scientific and brilliantly, but that has completely been ignored. Maybe because he didn't have exposure to that. That's the only complaint you can have against Harari. Now when I live in a world where I am completely connected to distractions, we don't get time to these, and these things expand your mind. Expand your mind like nobody's business. If you read this book of his, and you read the first 25 pages, you will be filled with wonder. Multiple times you will say, wow, it's such a beautiful book. I love that book. So second stupid mistake that we do, is the second or the third? Third stupid mistake that we do is, I won't even say dependent, but probably over-indulgent of technology. And my complaint about that is, we don't meet interesting people, we don't read interesting stuff. Now how many of you like books? Okay, so many of you, beautiful. Now you should go to billgates.com or do a Google research on books Bill Gates recommends. Every year Bill Gates recommends 10 books and he's been doing it for the past few years. Now, if the richest man in the world is reading and recommending some, so if he is recommending 10 books, how many books he would have read? He has time to read. Some of us are a little more busy than he is. He reads at least one book every week. He says, I prefer to read 2, but some weeks I am able to read only 1. He says with a lot of regret. Because he says there's so much to learn in books. So now imagine a guy like Bill Gates, if he has to learn, where will he go? He goes to books. And one of you rightly said, Mukul rightly said that sometimes smart people think, मेरे से ज़्यादा कोई तो होशियार है ही नहीं, books क्या पढ़ने का? तुम बैठो, मैं तुमको बोलता है ना. I really believe that reading should become a culture in every person's life. And let's see if we can make this as a culture in our children's life. If books are their friends, they won't go off track. Because the books won't tell them to do the wrong things. The books will bring them back to the right things. What next? What is the next stupid mistake which smart people make? Not exercising enough. Important word is not exercising enough. In other words, they don't value their own body. They value their car, they value their home, they value their business. Many value their hair. Skin, not health. So we're not saying they don't exercise enough. I won't go into too much details. Why? Because it's embarrassing personally for me. I also don't exercise enough. Last point. Let the title of the last point be mistaken convictions. Mistaken convictions. Conviction. Mistaken belief, mistaken convictions. Write 3 words after that. So this is 5, right? 5A, 5B and 5C. 5A, overestimation. 5B, overplacement. And 5C, over precision. 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 Let's analyze what these 3 means. What is the first word? Over. This is interesting. Very interesting. Smart people have a tendency to believe that they are better than what they actually are. They overestimate themselves. They overestimate their consistency. They overestimate their punctuality. They overestimate their decisions. They overestimate their willpower. They overestimate their capabilities. They might be average in something, but they believe they are excellent in that. So they might be doing business in a particular way, which is doing well. Let's say they are earning 50 lakhs per year. But that business can produce, with a few corrections, 1.5 crores every year. But they will believe ये business से better कोई कर ही नहीं सकता. मतलब scope of learning है ही नहीं. मेरे को सब मालूम kinds. Like one of you said, they are not open-minded to learning. I know everything. MBS from Gujarat. મને બધું આવડે છે. That's why some very smart people will never do a training program. Some very smart people will not go and ask others, what do you think? They cannot. I was in Nasik on Tuesday. Met a professor from IIT. As we were having dinner, Raj was there with me. Very smart fellow, but not willing to listen to anybody in the world. No wonder he's not in IIT and landed in Nasik now. कुछ सीख ही नहीं रहा है, ना सीख. So often you will find when they match their ambition with their achievements, there is a huge gap. And they will refuse to acknowledge that I have to learn or I have to grow or I have to become better. Between their ambitions and their achievements, there is a huge gap. And they refuse to acknowledgement that they are the cause. अरे वो होता था तो मैं क्या करता था मालूम? वो तो मेरे पापा ने मेरे को ये नहीं किया, वो तो मेरे भाई ने मेरे को समझा नहीं होता। यार बीवी मेरे को इतना परेशान करती है ना, काम में मनज नहीं लगता है, ढंग के लोग ही नहीं मिलते, सब आजकल बदमाश है। They will never acknowledge that I may be the cause. So they overestimate themselves. I am saying these are stupid mistakes made by smart people. So they are smart people. डफर नहीं है, बेवकूफ नहीं है, गधा नहीं है, ग्रेस्पिंग पावर लो नहीं है, इडियट नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं कि समझता ही नहीं है, but a classic mistake done by smart people. That's why they take decisions believing they can't go wrong. And that's why they jump into decisions without asking somebody, because they know if they go and ask, there may be an opinion which says you're not okay, and I don't want to hear it. So let's say Vijay has an idea. And subconsciously, as he's taking the idea, there's that little discomfort also. And he might be thinking, or his wife might say, एक बार नरेन से पूछ लो. And he's saying, नहीं मेरे को मालूम है. And नरेन बहुत busy है. And he'll go ahead, and after taking decision, the first person he will want to tell is Naren. But immediately after decision, Naren, good news है. क्या है गुड न्यूज भाई? ऐसा ऐसा कर दिया. And I can see that decision and I know, oh my God, ये बहुत प्रीमेच्योर हो गया. But now we are left with no other option but to show him the good and do whatever support is required to ensure that this becomes the right decision. So often we hear this, so often. And it's not just about taking a decision of investing money, it can be a decision of not investing money. It can be about sending a child abroad to study. It can be about anything. Overestimation. In this matter, I really worship Jack Welch of General Electric, who used to say, in a board meeting, if there is any person with whom I feel I am smarter than him, then my entire board is wrong. In my board meeting, I must be the stupidest person. And only when everybody else is much smarter than me can we take greater decisions for the company. I want to be surrounded by people who are smarter than me. And that's how it took General Electric from $80 billion to $200 billion. So you won't find too often smart people developing relationships with smarter people. They will develop relationship with नन्ना मुन्ना राही हूँ, देश का सिपाही हूँ, बोलो मेरे साथ जय हिंद. मतलब वो जो भी बोला ना सब बोलेंगे अरे हाँ सर, करेक्ट सर, बिल्कुल सर. Mistake number 1. I do work so that I get more fame, and these Nanna Munnas will give me a lot of fame. I go to smarter people, they might say, you're wrong. I don't want to hear that. That's why some people are never able to come to the batch. When we meet somewhere, they will say, अरे यार एक दिन आपका बैच करने का है, लेकिन वो मर गया तो भी नहीं आएगा. Because I have shown to the world I am super smart. Now if I go to a training program, वो पूरा image मेरा खराब हो जाएगा. Betu was telling me yesterday she got a call from somebody, super smart person, who's saying I'll come to the batch only on one condition, nobody will ask me my name also. ठीक है, I'll call you गुमनाम, मेरे को क्या है? She says, no, you don't know how powerful I am. So I don't want anybody to know who I am. Very good. Very soon we'll have to do one brain surgery for Jo. She has to forget who that person is. Overestimate. मत इतना मारेगा ना मैं उसको फर्स्ट सेशन में. आने दे उसको. सिर्फ उसी का नाम लेगा मैं और किसी का नाम नहीं लेगा पूरे सेशन. I'm very powerful. Don't tell my name. In a harmless way, it is cute. बच्चे भी जिद करते ना. So in a harmless way, it's cute. But in a harmful way, we really have to beat our head like that. क्यों ऐसा है? Overestimation. What is overplacement? Now, placement is always in reference, which means I always think I'm smarter than others. So, smart people have this disease of believing they are smarter compared to others. Overestimation is, मैं होशियार है, others are not a reference base. मेरे को सब मालूम, क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है अपने को समझता है. Overplacement is, compared to others, I am smarter. I know a little about the decision that has been taken by this government, which was not taken in the last 60 years, which is so much required. And now I can look at others who don't know these things and say, कुछ मालूम ही नहीं. Or I can still relate to them saying, there must be so many things in life that I don't know which they know. Some aspects of life I have knowledge, but many aspects of life you will have knowledge. Overplacement comes from I know more than you in some aspect and therefore I feel super confident and actually arrogant. Yeah, नहीं मालूम देखो, इतना भी नहीं मालूम, गधा. And it's very strange when parents call their children gada. Like they say, the fruit never falls further from the tree. भैया आम है 200 मीटर दूर थोड़ा ना गिरेगा. The fruit never falls far from the tree or further from the tree. अभी अपने औलाद को देख के बोलो गधा. Congratulations. Self-realization is always good. This is a very, very irritating habit for everybody in the world that just because you know something, you believe you are more than others. So often you will find first generation businessmen looking down at their children and saying, इतना भी नहीं मालूम तुमको, ये भी करना नहीं आता तुमको, ऐसे हिसाब नहीं रखता है, ऐसे कोई बात करता है, ये ऐसा क्यों है? And they will find a lot of micromanagement happening. Very good for ego, very bad for relationships. Overplacement. I consistently look down at people because I know I am smart. That's overplacement. Classic example is our good friend in Three Idiots. What was that boy's name? Chatur. That's a classic example. Chatur looking at himself versus others and saying, तुमको कुछ नहीं मालूम. Overplacement. Correctly named him Chatur. What is over-precision? Over-precision is overconfidence on being right. When I am not open to another point of view. When even if a logic is presented, I refuse. But a classic thing that we tell people is, don't push me. But sometimes I know I am wrong, but I'll still insist on doing things my way. I know I am wrong, but I'll still insist on getting things done my way. So over precision means this emphasis on I am right, I am precise. Precise means right. So everybody told Hitler, don't attack Russia during winters. Russia has a huge army, plus we don't know how unpredictable their winters are. And in winter, mobility becomes very weak, survival becomes very weak. -20, -25 degrees, तुम जाके खाना कहाँ से लाओगे? And even animals go into hibernation. You can't kill animals by hunt and feed an army. And the army will get stuck and nobody will be able to help. Do not attack Russia during winters. Hitler said, नहीं, तुम लोग सब डरपोक हो. And he shot a few people who said, no, we should not go and attack Russia in winters. And then he asked everybody else, so who else has objection? No, sir, we should not delay. We should go today only. And Germany lost World War. The Japanese were told, don't involve America in the war. America is silent, it's standing by one side. It is making diplomatic noises. You should not fight, don't attack. It's not involved yet. The Japanese in their arrogance said, America se kaun darta hai re? Bombed Pearl Harbor. And they lost the war. Now Hitler was definitely a very smart guy. but over precision, not listening to people around. Too arrogant. Sometimes that arrogance is visible in roughness. Sometimes that arrogance is by withdrawing from conversations. मेरे को बात ही नहीं करना इसके बारे में. Some people are very beautiful in behavior, so they don't come out as rough, but they withdraw. ये टॉपिक में मेरे को बात नहीं करना है. Which means I can understand that I might be wrong, but I still do that only. जितना नुकसान होगा होने दो. Listen carefully. In our memory, there are a lot of blind spots. Me and Bharti were at a doctor's place last evening, and the doctor asked, "Okay, yesterday around 5:30, what did you eat?" याद ही नहीं आ रहा यार, कल क्या खाया 5-5:30 बजे. Classic case of memory blind spot. Has any one of you gone through that experience as a couple that you have seen a movie together but you remember nothing of that movie? And your spouse is saying, ये अपन ने साथ में तो देखा था. And you are saying, हाँ, सच्ची? मैं तो पहली बार देख रहा हूँ. Has it happened with any one of you? See, so many people, very normal. It's very normal. Now, which means we would have seen that movie for 1.5-2 hours, but there is no memory. Blind spot. Listen very carefully. All of us live our life with lots of these blind spots. It's a very natural phenomenon. It's very common to old experiences. So some of us may not remember our childhood when you were 3 years, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years old, 15 years old. And some might remember with precision what happens when you were 2.5 years old. But most people have this blind spot. Now, when I have to look at life and I have to make some choices, I go to refer, but in that reference there is blind spot. Now, I will have a tendency to fill those blind spots. The blind spots have to be filled. It cannot be left empty. Now, they are filled by my imagination. मैं सोचने लगता है ऐसा हुआ होगा. And it may not have to do anything with reality. Now, in that, when it comes to a relationship, I might fill it with a negative imagination. Now, to me, it still is the truth. I filled up a blind spot with my imagination, but I believe it is the reality. So I might say कि कुंज मेरे को घूर घूर के देख रहा था. उसने घूर के देखा ही नहीं. शायद माइक्रो सेकंड के लिए आंखें मिली थी. And then I don't remember the next 2 minutes. But when I have to recollect that evening, Now I have imagined that कुंज मेरे को घूर घूर के देख रहा था and I am dead convinced about it. ऐसा ही हुआ था. मेरे को याद नहीं है क्या? No, nobody in the world is able to convince me otherwise. Now, if you are a positive person, you fill those blind spots with positive imagination. If you are a negative person, you fill those blind spots with negative imagination. The trouble is you don't know which was a fact and which is your imagination. Because the mind has no way of analyzing and separating the truth from imagination. And there, a lot of relationships get spoiled. And somebody will come and attempt to explain also. ऐसा नहीं हुआ रहेगा, कुंज जैसा आदमी नहीं है, तो मैं क्या झूठ बोल रहा है? उधर सामने fight, argument. And the other person also says, मरने दे अपने को क्या करना. Has it ever happened with you that you recollect the incident in a particular way and others are saying this did not happen this way? And you are still saying, नहीं 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 मेरे को मालूम है क्या हुआ था. And you speak with 3-4 people, everybody has a contra view. But you still believe 9. It can be something as simple as, I wanted to say something to Rajiv. Now, when I think I want to say this to Rajiv, in my mind, I also imagine myself, I'll go to Rajiv, I'll hug him and I'll look at him and I'll say, Rajiv, aisa, aisa, aisa hai, and Wednesday evening, 7 o'clock can be made. And in my imagination, I am thinking, Rajiv has also said yes to me. Wednesday evening, I am sitting and Rajiv has not come. But this entire dialogue has happened where? So I don't even recollect that after I thought that, what did I do for the next 5 minutes? Blind spot. And then I'll send a message to Rajiv. Not expected from you. I thought Rajiv is a man of his words. And Rajiv over there is puzzled. क्या हो गया नरेन? And Betu might tell me, Poppy, I don't recollect you speaking with Rajiv. मेरे को पक्का याद है मैंने बात की है. 100% बात की है. और उसने बोला भी है कि आऊंगा वो. तेरे को क्या लगता है मेरी याददाश्त इतनी कमजोर है? पूछ, तेरे को कुछ भी पूछना है मेरे को पूछ, मैं बताता है मेरा याददाश्त अच्छा है कि नहीं. Whenever some of us, and through our behavior we know this, insist that I am right. And if you find yourself playing this game often, that I am right, you are wrong, I am right, you are wrong, I am right, you are wrong. You can see this as a pattern. Then you know you are playing this game of over-precision. Let's say we have a few employees in life school. Joe comes and tells me, Poppy, he's like this, or he's not sincere, or he's doing some work which is not up to date. Or she's saying, जो 15 मिनट का काम है 3 घंटा लगा रहा है वो. Or she says she's smoking. Or she says, I'm not very comfortable with his presence around the woman inside the office. And if I have this habit of being over precision, I would say, sab bakwas hai. I know what is right. You don't have those views at all. I know the higher view. And so often I will end up just explaining and defending myself, saying, I am right. It can happen in marriage, it can happen at office, it can be among friends. Do you find yourself fighting every now and then, wanting to prove that yes, I am right, you are not? Or don't attack me? Why is everybody thinking bad about me? If this happens, you are a smart person, no doubts about it. But you are making that mistake 5C. Over precision, over insisting on you being right. You will also find it for all these people, it's next to impossible to admit their mistake. Next to impossible for them to admit their mistake. Again, Hitler, he can't admit. So 5 classic stupid mistakes done by very smart people. I'm assuming all of us are smart. Do you agree with me? Some of you agree with me. Fundamentally, a smart person is somebody who knows how to make right choices in life. That's the definition of being smart. Making right or appropriate choices in life. If I have to use his words, right decisions at the right time. That's smartness. It's not about having more knowledge. It is not about ability to hold conversations. It is not about answering on the spot spontaneously. Sweetie, that's not smartness. That's called the gift of the gab. बात करना आता है उसको. I've seen many people with tremendous gift of the gab living a useless life. They're good for time pass conversations. Time pass करने का है कि उनके संग बैठ जाओ. लेकिन लाइफ में कुछ खास करने का है क्या? उनके साथ कुछ खास मजा नहीं आएगा. So smartness is all about making the right choices in life. Even if you feel dumb when conversation is going on and you know nothing, you can be very smart if you open-mindedly listen and learn. You're making the right choice. So you're not smart when you can talk. You can be smart when you can listen. You're not smart when you buy the book of Harari. You'll be little smart if you can read the book of Harari and then discuss on that or just share with somebody. So be smart and avoid these mistakes. It was a little horrifying to see I make at least 3 of the 5 mistakes. I'm going to work on it, and within 3 months, I will avoid all these mistakes. Like I also didn't have a steady sleeping time. I would get carried away by work and so often work till late. Everybody's gone to sleep and I would have justifications. कोई और ये काम नहीं कर सकता है, मेरे को ही करना पड़ेगा. मजा आ रहा है मेरे को. It's not a very smart thing to do. So if you mirror yourself with these points, where do you find yourself? Do you make some of these mistakes?
Yes.
Which one? All of them? Which was a surprise for you?
Last one.
Hmm?
Last one.
Over precision? Because the world sees us as smart now. We get carried away by that, not understanding so many times I can be wrong. So let me listen and let me change. I have to defend and prove again that I am smart. Therefore, I will take the decision which I think is right. So let's summarize what did we learn in the past 1.5 hours. Then I have a very important thing to do. Then two important announcements, but after the sharings. What did you learn, and if possible, where would you change?
After when you have explained about the 500 successful people and you give the example of Hitler and Japan, and when I relate to my life today, at present, I think I need to avoid 2 mistakes which I have been doing. So if I overcome that, I think I might not be as successful as so many the world famous, but yeah, at least there will be a lot of peace by mind by the right decision when I take at right time.
Yeah. Kunj?
I will reduce my over dependence on the connection or the distraction.
So if possible, every day create a technology free zone or a, let's say, disconnected zone. You might still be working on your laptop, but you're offline. Completely offline. Airplane mode, laptop airplane mode, phone airplane mode. You can still work on your laptop. You can begin with 2 hours, 3 hours. It can begin with 3 pockets of 1 hour each. It can also begin with being connected in a specific time. 9 to 10 I am connected, 2 to 3 I am connected, 6 to 7 I am connected. It can be an experiment that way also.
And plus read book,
Harari. And those of you, remember, if you want, you can see that video. If you want, I'll share that video with all of you. Save your time and I'll share it with you. It's a nice video.
A positive person feel a blind spot with the positive things.
Absolutely. And all of us have these blind spots. When I fill it with positive, the momentum of life continues. Yes. Sidhu?
Developing right habit is so crucial to avoid these mistakes.
Absolutely. You know?
Focus on developing right.
Absolutely. Wait, all okay? How many of you find yourself making all 5? Nice, very honest. How many of you found yourself not making any one of these 5? अगर किसी ने हाथ उठाया ना आसपास में जितने लोग हैं पकड़ के मारना उसको. So all of us kind of make these mistakes. Huh? But the beauty about these mistakes is you can assume you are smart. That's the beauty of these mistakes. So you are thinking, यार ये मैं mistake कर रहा है मतलब क्या वाला मैं बहुत smart है. In spite of being smart, I'm making these mistakes.
Blind spot में reality.
So blind spot mein reality. I like this.
Whenever there is a chance that I am looking down to others, it is good indicators to find smartness in those people.
Absolutely. Because trust me, everybody has that. Remember what I spoke about that lady just now? Does my child respect everyone? Oof. She doesn't know how to read. मतलब क्या कमाल है ना? I can take questions if anybody has any, as I listen to a few of them.
Two things which I want to discuss. You had told us quite a few life lessons back. That an hour before you sleep and after you get up, how you sleep. Quite a few things fall into place. And secondly, overindulgence. As you discussed today about the sadhus, quite where we are not giving importance to things which we actually don't need so much time. And that time can be utilized in the best ways for things, as you said about quality. Like,
Absolutely. There are some people don't bother about combinations and all. जो ऊपर दिखा लिया पहन लिया खत्म. And some might take 15 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, only on deciding what to wear. है ना? So that does not mean if somebody takes a lot of time, it's wrong. It just means that's how they want it to be. So let's not become over precise there. कि तुम लोग नालायक हो इतना टाइम मत लो. मतलब अभी उधर मत चले जाना. These ladies will murder me collectively. हाँ जी, प्रशांत, you saying something?
Over precision can sometimes happen with the kids also. They're trying to tell us something, we tell them कि नहीं, मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वही सही.
Absolutely. With kids, with colleagues, with friends, with parents, with Naren. It can happen with anybody.
What should the number of hours a smart person provoke?
That depends on what you have on your plate, but take care of your body properly. Sleep at a particular time, wake up at a particular time so that the body clock does not get confused and it doesn't remain overburdened. Take care of these things. Then it depends on the number of things somebody wants to do. If somebody is balancing 3 things, they also want to be very social. Then of course the number of hours for work goes down a little. If somebody says, "Main mera kaam, I am very happy, I don't want a social life per se." Yes, darling.
Imagine you, the last one. That said कि मैं तेरे रंग में रंगूं और तू मेरे तू.
और मेरे रंग में तू.
How is that? Like, in what context can we?
So, in Sufism, they don't see themselves different as the creator. And they have a different kind of a relationship of love where वो तू करके ही बात करते हैं, वो आप नहीं बोलते. तू मेरे घर आ, तू मेरे साथ रहे. For them it is sakha, sakhi, friends. It's not oh my God divine. It's like yari dosti. So the poet would say, or the person who writes would say, Shair would say, a lot of things before that also, which keeps on saying, I want to paint myself in your colors. Lali teri lal ki jid dekho to lal. And then it would say that I don't want to merge completely inside you. I want to feel you and live my life. So I don't want to forget everything and become one with you. मैं तेरे रंग में रंग जाऊं. But you should also be able to enhance my life और तू मेरे रंग में भी रंग, तो मेरी जो जरूरतें हैं वो भी तुम समझो, मेरी जो ख्वाहिशें हैं वो भी तुम समझो, उसमें भी मेरे को हेल्प करो. And as gods you can't experience some things, but as a human being you can. उसका भी तुम आनंद लो. So that's why in Hindu mythology or Hindu philosophy, the only philosophy in the world where there is a concept of avatars. In no other concept of the world, no other philosophy of the world, they believe in avatars. And in Hinduism also, the fellow who takes maximum avatars is Vishnu. Vishnu. Brahmaji, the poor fellow, never takes any avatar. And Shiva's avatar is only purpose-driven avatar. He'll take one temporary avatar. He may not get reborn as somebody. So Shiv might have swarups, but एक है जो लड़ाई कर रहा है, एक जो है डांस कर रहा है, very role specific. But Vishnu gets reborn and reborn and reborn and comes as Ram and comes as all. In other words, they are saying, as a human being, live a life understanding spirituality and let the spiritual being in you also enjoy the human life. Because you are spiritual, now don't give up on all the beauty of the creation. Still smell the flowers and feel nice, eat good food and feel nice, be with your family and feel like, some people think spirituality means giving up on everything. And some people mean spirituality means understanding His presence and living a beautiful life. So that's what the poet means when he says, मैं तेरे रंग में रंग जाऊं और मेरे रंग में तू. फिर वो प्रॉपर रिलेशनशिप रहेगा, बरोबरी का रहेगा. अपन नहीं बोलते मैं तुम्हारे घर आया था, तुम तो मेरे घर ही नहीं आए, तुम हमारे यहाँ शादी में नहीं आए, मैं क्यों तुम्हारे यहाँ शादी में. And have any one of you ever thought like this कि मैं कितना बार फोन करने का, उसका एक बार भी फोन नहीं आ रहा है. Does it ever come? Similarly, he is saying, मैं तेरे रंग में रंगेगा और तुम मेरे रंग में नहीं रंगेगा. और फिर इक्वालिटी का रिलेशनशिप किधर है? तुम भी मेरे रंग में रहो, मेरे जिंदगी में कुछ मजे हैं वो तुम भी उठाओ. That's all right. It's very complete. It's pure love. There's no worship over here. There's only love here. Okay, two small and one big announcement. One, I think every Sunday from now onwards, every life lessons, we will have somebody in the hotspot. Which means every Sunday for about 10 to 15 minutes, we will interview some people. For example, Praveen is there. Now one of those Sundays I might just call Praveen and say, चल आजा, एक चेयर मंगाते हैं और बैठते हैं गप्पा मारते हैं. And I'll ask all of you, okay, any questions for Praveen? Praveen, you like the idea? Huh? So I think many of us do not know how many beautiful people we have in the fraternity. We do come every Sunday, we listen, we understand, sometimes we have these group meetings, but we don't know each other. So I think every Sunday we should have one person in the spotlight where we ask them to speak a little about their life, their highs, their lows, and we also ask them some questions based on their work or their philosophies of life, and just have a very sweet, cute discussion for about 15 minutes time. So I really want to start that from next life lessons. What do you say? Yes. It should be interesting and nice, no? Now, absolutely shamelessly, if you think you want to be in the hotspot, please just send me a message. ठीक है ना? नरेन बाकी का बाद में देखना, पहले मेरे को ले लो, make a good beginning, you know, something like that. And we will also ask you a few naughty questions. We'll also ask you some very philosophical questions. We will also ask you some very simple, safe questions. And you can also speak whatever you feel like. I really believe that we should know each other much better than what we know each other of. So from next Sunday, let's start this where every Sunday we have one person in the hotspot. The person who's going to be in the hotspot, I will tell them a couple of days in advance that, okay, you are going to be in the hotspot kinds, so that you also can come prepared, and in case you want, you can bring your barat with you. You know? Mother, father, brother, sister, child, I mean, whomsoever you want. And obviously it's going to be a live telecast. So some people out there are also going to watch, and be careful. Everything you say is going to be on record. No possibility of blind spots. Everything is up there for all of us to see and read. So I think it will be very nice. It will be very, very nice. And that person also has the right to ask me any number of questions that they feel like. So if you have a question about me or about my thinking, you can be free to ask. I have some people in my target, so I'll definitely want to ask some of you to come to the spotlight. But in case any one of you wants to volunteer yourself, fair enough. Now, I have asked this lady once earlier to come and speak. So it's not going to be a hotspot kind of a thing, but I would definitely want to appreciate the achievement that this lady has and the kind of work that she is doing. She has a tough life. She doesn't have a very easy life. And yet, in spite of the tough life, she is doing some truly incredible things. So, Preeti, can I have you here, please? एक चेयर ले आओ. Come. Hotspot and everything. But I would just request her to speak about the work that she did for her PhD. And then I have a small announcement to make about her. Preeti?
My PhD topic is related to the gas turbine engines, where the temperature of the metal exceeds beyond 1000 or 1200 degrees Celsius. So what was the present scenario before starting our work was the coating were developed, existing material used was a super alloy. So the super alloy can withstand almost up to 800 or 900 degrees Celsius. And the coating that were present can withstand up to 1000 degrees Celsius. So what we have decided that we'll prepare some coating that can have the sustainability up to 1200 degrees Celsius. So we have gone through the research, and we have combined two materials and tested it before applying the coating. Then the coatings were applied and they were tested in a lab in IIT Bombay and in the College of Engineering Pune labs, and we found it better. So the coating were really sustainable. Till 1300 degrees Celsius we got the best result. Not even for the continuous running up to 1000 working hours, but for cyclic also, like hitting the particular coating for 1 hour, then again immediately cooling, because for multiple takeoffs and landing, the engine has to go through a cyclic load. So we have tested those coating and we found it very much better. Later we have created a proposal for that, and we have applied to one organization, Government of India, and my guide has got around 33 lakh of amount for continuing the project, and still it is in working. So we are still doing work. After my PhD also we are involved in this work. So we are happy that we can do something for energy saving, because turbines and gas engine are really used for creating the power energy, and if the turbine component we have to replace every time due to failure, it really affects the cost. So we have achieved it up to something, and still it is going on.
किसी को कुछ समझ में आया? अच्छा, एक प्रैक्टिकल यूज बता.
Actually, if we think about the silencer of a bike,
हाँ.
so if we touch the surface of the silencer, it is really hot.
Yes, I have got hurt many times.
Yes. So what we are doing that by applying some coating over it, it is having the ability to withstand the temperature also, and the coating is acting as a barrier. So in that particular zone, the temperature is reducing layer by layer. So the layer which is exactly facing 1200 degrees Celsius temperature, and if we are keep on adding layer about layer, then the last layer temperature may be around 600 or 700. So this is the way to apply the coating. Even for silencers also, we have patented one thing, like we have applied one coat over the silencers also where the temperature is around atmospheric. We have one patent over this. So in this temperature field we are working, where might be we are not allowed to move the heat beyond, or we are restricting the heat to be there and not to come outside.
Oh, both
That is
ways.
our work.
Achha. It got something to do with rockets also.
Yes, so actually the application is for rocket only, because the rocket there is
Smart person.
in rocket engine only the temperature is going beyond 1200 degrees Celsius, and we have to prevent it by means the melting should not take place within a certain time interval. So we are avoiding that.
So it helps when the rocket re-enters into the Earth's atmosphere.
Yes, exactly. So it the time period for the melting of entire structure, it will be the time taken will be more. So it will be a safe landing.
So will it lead to savings of any kinds? I mean, or reuse? I mean, directly, how does it help anyone?
Two kind it can save. Like we can reuse also few components if they are in a state where we can reuse. So that will be a concept where RQ we are using recycling, reusing concept.
Oh, achha.
And if it doesn't melt within a certain time interval, there will be a safer landing. So that we can avoid.
Okay. So, can this be also used in a couple who's fighting and a lot of heat is there?
Naren, no, actually, when first time I met Naren and we had this discussion, Naren told me the same thing, that can such type of philosophy we can generate quickly when you are teaching in a class. So Naren really means for our behavior also, we should have always a shield around us. That every relation, you say student-teacher relationship, or any relationship, friend circle or something, we should always have a coating around us.
Thank you so much. And she has just been awarded as the best teacher in Army Institute of Technology. To study in AIT is a good achievement. To be the best teacher in AIT is really commendable, isn't it? So Priti, we are all very, very proud of you. Very, very proud of you. Well, it's time for us to start deep, solid work in Keep Moving movement. From April onwards, work will start in full earnest. In the last 2-3 months, a lot of background work has been going on. And like every year, an exceptional coordinator has to be chosen. So my work kind of gets over with the choosing of the coordinator. After that, coordinator takes over and I only express my expectations. And the coordinator does the rest of the work. The coordinator is of course backed by a very beautiful team. Every coordinator has a permanent right hand. Not their own right hand, but one permanent right hand gets attached every time you become a coordinator. We'll speak about all that later on. But who can be the coordinator? Now, first of all, the coordinator has to be a person whose eyes cool, who has that coating. Second, the coordinator should be able to lead a team. Not many people can lead teams. Some people can give work to team, but leading a team is very different. What is leading a team? When I can make people perform better than what they think they are capable of, it is leading that person. If you know what you are capable of and I give that work, that is delegating work, it's not leadership. Leadership is when I can expand you and make you do more than what you think you are capable of. And when I can get that with an entire group, with a focus on a goal that we have in mind, it's called leading a team. Most businessmen have no idea how to lead a team. They know how to give work. Leading a team is a magician's work. Creation happens through leadership. People break their boundaries through leadership. Impossible goals become possible through this kind of a leadership. So when we want to identify who will be the right person to be the coordinator, one of those most essential things that we need is leadership. Because there will be a team of very capable people. ACs will be very capable people. Different city coordinators are all capable people. And to give all of them a dream which is a little bigger than what they are capable of, and getting the best out of them, is the kind of a quality we need in the coordinator for Keep Moving movement. We also need a person who is very well managed. Somebody might have some personal emergencies in life, and there will also be certain KMM emergencies in life. And they should be able to handle all the emergencies with elan, with sophistication, properly, without getting worked up. Now, this is a volunteer movement where there is no win or loss. Let's say we have Sapre Vedare, we have the sports convention. There is a win or loss. So there, the team spirit is different. Our team ko jeetna hai. Over here, there is no competition. The spirit is the spirit of goodness. The belief is the belief in goodness. So the coordinator has to be a person who can appeal to this belief inside people and who is anchored to this belief within himself. Somebody who is a die-hard optimist and somebody who believes that the world will be a beautiful place, and even today the world is a good place to live in. Anybody with an iota of negativity will not be the right person to be the coordinator for Keep Moving movement. Now we are blessed to have a fraternity where in the past we have had some very rock solid coordinators. And this year too we are very blessed that we have found another exceptional coordinator. Every year when we complete KMM, we are at a sense of loss कि next coordinator कौन बन पाएगा? Because every coordinator kind of resets the standards. So I think I have 3 coordinators present over here today. Joe has been a coordinator. Sumit has been a coordinator. Vikas has been a coordinator. And each one of them bring their taste, bring their flavor, bring their style into the working. Now, who would be able to match them and bring in their own flavor? Every year we think, कोई मिलेगा क्या? And every year we are delighted कि हाँ कोई मिला. Another very special quality that we need in a coordinator is somebody who is not overawed by Naren. Somebody who should feel very comfortable, like that only. मैं तेरे रंग में रंग जाऊं और मेरे रंग में तू. That kind of a feeling should be there. मैं कुछ भी बात कर सकता है, हमारा आपस में बहुत गहरा संबंध है, बहुत प्यार है, और कुछ मनमुटाव हो भी गया तो कोई इशू नहीं है, हम वापस एक दूसरे के संग पटा लेंगे. You know, this kind of a depth, okay, this is the relationship for life. And I can be myself, and if I have to differ, I can say I have another thinking process, or I have another idea, or how about this as an approach. Somebody who shouldn't just listen and let it go, somebody who should listen and speak up. Finally, somebody who would be acceptable to people. One of the great challenges in finding a leader is acceptability. Again, fortunately, we have this year a person who has all these qualities plus a lot more. And I'm sure that KMM this year would be probably much better, much stronger, much deeper than ever before. We are completely changing the method of taking the sessions this year. The idea is with minimum time, extraordinary sessions should happen. So the speaking time inside the classroom should not be ever more than 30 to 35%. Max 1/3 of the class should be speaking, 2/3 of the class should be experience based. We are moving from the sage on the stage kind of a philosophy to a person who mingles with everybody inside the classroom and takes the session happen. So the style is going to change, the delivery is going to change, the quantum of effort which has to go will change, the expansions at the national level will change. So we needed somebody who can handle change, and not only somebody who can sustain the performance. Because whenever a big change happens, there is a lot of unpredictability which also comes. There will be a lot of things which are unanticipated which will happen. And we needed somebody who can handle the unpredictabilities and the unanticipated with a lot of grace and finesse. We have found that person. So I'm looking forward to Keep Moving Movement 2019. And all of you will be very excited to know that the chief coordinator for 2019 is going to be our darling Prashant Shah. Don't have time today to discuss about Prashant per se. So the first person in the hotspot. Next Sunday, hotspot begins with Prashant Shah. What do you think? Good idea? You ever done? Okay. Next Saturday is the meditation camp. So in case any one of you wants to come and in case you have not registered, please get in touch with Joe and confirm. Thank you for coming. Love you all and have a great week.